Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Chump Talk. We are back with the DiSabs Dimes boys. This is episode 166. I'm Brady. That's Matty P. Poolsy, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. Pumped for another football season ahead here. It's great to have the boys back on too. Looking forward to it.
And I have missed saying this so much. Christian DiSabantino and Tyler Sagan. Welcome back
pleasure
to Chump
be
Talk.
back.
So good to be back.
And the
I
boys
miss you
have
guys.
the boys have mics this year. It's going to be a good year. I'm fired up.
Yeah, Brady made me drop $100 on this.
Wasn't even close to 100, you know that. But with the DiSabs Dimes boys back, that means that this podcast is, of course, sponsored by DiSabs Dimes, the football handicappers that use data analytics and have been profitable every season since inception. Sign up for their season package at DiSabsDimes.com. You make the money, they make the plays. Their preseason sale ends next Thursday, September 8th at 11:59 p.m. So be sure to pick that package up before then and get a complimentary Nike hat and a chance at 3 gift cards. That's DiSabsDimes.com. You make the money, they make the plays.
Great ad read.
I've missed that.
Beautiful.
So
Couldn't have
boys,
said it better myself.
let's talk about the DiSabs Dimes for a little bit. You guys are back. Football season starts next week. We're obviously all very excited about that. Our teams are we'll get into our teams later, but talk about the Dimes first. What are you guys expecting for this year?
Yeah, so I think compared to last year was a bit of a shit show with COVID, and we still were able to finish. I think it was around plus 13 units, but we set ourselves a pretty high target, and obviously we didn't achieve it. But this year, I think it's going to be a lot better, comparable to our first year where we were plus 35 units. And we made some tweaks this year to the model where it almost now picks our unit size for us. So last year was a bit of like me and Segs, we kind of like look at it and be like, okay, what's our variance? What can we do? But now we've implemented a system, so it's all literally computer and analytics. So all we're doing now is putting data in and then just like reading the data and sending it out to you guys. So
Love it.
Expecting a big year, and honestly, like it feels like we haven't had football in 5 years.
I know. I have one betting question that I kind of feel like, and I was new to betting last year. Last year was really the first season I did some NFL betting. But one thing I think people that aren't used to betting, maybe looking to get into it, maybe hearing this for the first time, they hear unit size and they hear units. Can you just explain what a unit could be and what that means really?
Segs, do you want, or you want me to take this?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So unit size, this is your bread and butter. This is what you stick to. This is how you don't lose all your money in one night. Unit size, you set it at the beginning of the year. So if we send out a play and it's a 2-unit play and your unit size is $5, that means you'll put $10 on it. So Unit size is different for everyone. You might have a $10,000 betting account. You might have $1,000 units. I might have a $100 betting account. I have $10 units. It's all different. But 1 unit equals whatever you want to bet on that single bet. And then if it's more than 1 unit, you multiply it. So
got to keep it consistent too.
Yeah, you got to keep it consistent. Unless you're making a boatload of money, then you can consider upping your unit size. But the worst thing you can ever do in your life when it comes to betting is up your unit size when you're losing. That's just how you lose more.
Yeah, that's fair.
We call that chasing.
Yeah.
You're chasing after one on a Monday night football game. You had a rough Sunday.
You're looking for a live bet in the 4th, which is never a good idea.
Yeah, you look at the spread and you're like, teams getting smoked and you're like, okay, they're gonna cover the plus 21 spread or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. And then the other thing I kind of wanted to get into, I know fantasy drafts for a lot of people, anybody that's in fantasy football drafts, they're in the full swing of things right now. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I had one
for it all.
I know you 3 had one last night. I had one also last night. Poolsy, you had 2 last night. I have another one coming up next week. It's the next couple weeks where everyone's getting their fantasy teams in. I'm very curious about one thing. J.K. Dobbins got injured yesterday or 2 days ago. So people that had their drafts like last week, that sucks because he's a decently high pick in a lot of drafts when he's healthy, but he's out the year. So you guys, well, first of all, tell me about the draft last night, the Dimes draft. I didn't make it in that league, sadly, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did invite Gers like in May and he just totally ignored my message.
Yeah, no, May's a busy time. I was away on vacation, didn't see it. What can I say? I didn't get a reminder text from any of the boys. That's for sure.
No, let's be real. Why aren't you in our league?
I prefer Yahoo Fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. Last night though it was pretty good. There's 12 of us in it. It took us, I think, just under about an hour, which is pretty good.
It
So
was
no one
quick.
took.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
no one
was.
took a long time. Although
That's good.
Poolsy did auto pick a few times, and I don't know if you want to tell us what was going on, Poolsy.
No, so you see, last night, right around 6:30 or so, get into the process of putting a new gas tank on the car. So draft starting at 7. I got another draft starting at 8 o'clock. Just the times aren't really working out for the best for me. So I made most of the picks, but the odd time, you know, I kind of just had to let it slide. Couldn't have the phone on me all the time. Was
And
covered in gas and
did it pick anybody that like? Was there any stupid picks because of that?
I wouldn't say stupid. My Richard Penny or whatever his name is from Seattle
Yeah.
definitely took that guy higher than what he should have been, and probably going to drop him at some point. But yeah, at one point I was siphoning gas and making picks at the same time. It was just, it was a heck of a night. But honestly, the timing worked out perfectly though, because as you said, DiSabs draft took about an hour. Bam, that was over, and then another Yahoo draft at 8 o'clock. So it was a busy night of working away on the car and doing some drafting. But
GM
happy with the
Poolsy
team
last
though. Got a great report card. So
It's pretty much standard in most drafts. McCaffrey, Delvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, somewhere up there. Is that kind of what happened with your guys' league?
Yeah, it was McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara, Henry,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Jones. Jones went 5th actually, which is a little
Aaron
bit.
Jones.
What's that?
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
Really?
Aaron Jones, yeah, and then
Yeah.
6 was Zeke.
Wow.
So it got me thinking when we were saying if you could pick one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, and one defense, if it just the superstar format, or what's ultimate team format, like they happen in
Team.
ultimate
Yeah.
team, that they do it in NHL playoff slot. I've entered a few of those. I don't mind them. We did one with Chump Talk actually last year. We sucked Poolsy because we went hard on the Leafs. That didn't end well.
No.
But
They have the data to back it up, the Leafs.
Yep. They have a good, pretty decent playoff history in the last little bit. But if you guys could pick one QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense out of anybody in the league, let's just start with quarterback. I mean, I feel like there's not much debate here, but do you guys think there is debate?
I think there's a bit of debate.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, well, I'm going Josh Allen this year.
Really?
We're speaking this year too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the Bills were lightning last year.
Mhm.
Lightning. Like him and Diggs had an ultimate connection. So I think this year, whatever bumps they might have had last year, buffed out, if that's the right terminology.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're going to be on the same level, if not a higher level this year. And I think the Bills are just going to have that swag this year. Like they've got confidence now. They know what they can do. They know the division's a little bit weaker.
I mean,
yeah.
I was waiting for a little bite there. But yeah, I think Josh Allen's going to have a hot year, and I think he's going to be good in fantasy, especially with Diggs. And you got little Cole Beasley. I picked him up in my league. I think he was the last receiver I drafted.
I picked him late last night in my draft too.
Yeah.
DiSab Poolsy, we'll hear who you have a quarterback in a second, but I have Mahomes, and my only pushback fantasy wise to Mahomes over Josh Allen is I think Josh Allen can have a few games. Like obviously last year he cleaned it up a lot, but he can throw some wild interceptions and can have some fumbling issues at times. And in fantasy, that I don't know for sure what the points work out at, but you get dinged a lot as a quarterback if you have a interception or fumble. And I just think Mahomes is a little smarter that way. And Mahomes still gets a good amount of yards on the ground as well. And so does Josh Allen, I guess. But yeah, I think those are probably top two, though, I'd say. Would you guys agree, Poolsy, DiSabs?
Yeah, you can definitely debate it, but I mean, I think for what we're doing right now, I think Mahomes has got to be the clear-cut runner. Just more weapons you can use there, and obviously we've seen what he can do over the last few years. So yeah, Mahomes is definitely my QB.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm going I don't necessarily know if Mahomes will be the best quarterback fantasy-wise, but I feel like he's the safest. Like you'll know he'll be top 5.
Yeah.
So if you look in previous years, I think the number 1 quarterback in fantasy was like a nobody.
Was it Lamar the one year?
Yeah,
Lamar,
so it was Mahomes in 2019. Like that was his breakout year. Then it was Lamar in 2020. And then it was Josh Allen last year. Or it might have been actually Kyler Murray. I can't remember. So then this year it could be Mac Jones. So
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
I can't wait till we finish this and start talking about the
Oh.
Patriots. Who knows what that organization's doing right now? Running back. Who do you guys got?
I'll go first here because this is a no-brainer for me as a Panthers fan. You got to go Christian McCaffrey. I think there's obviously room for debate here. There's so many great running backs in the league, and obviously last year a bit of a tough year for McCaffrey, injury-wise. So if McCaffrey stays healthy, I think it's a no-brainer for McCaffrey.
I also have McCaffrey, and the only thing, so people would say like the worried about an injury, but if you look at McCaffrey's seasons before last year, I don't think he's ever had an extended injury until last year. Obviously last year he missed almost the whole season, but I just think especially with a bad offense in Carolina, you're going to give the ball a lot to Christian McCaffrey.
Gosh.
Like when you have a quarterback that played for the Jets last year and you throw him into the starting job, obviously you're going to want to hand the ball off a lot to an elite running back. So I think Christian McCaffrey for sure is the best fantasy option at running back, and that's kind of due to the bad team he's on.
The Panthers get hate for no reason, but continue on Segs or DSabs.
I'm McCaffrey as well. I don't have a lot to say about that. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get injured. I guess that's all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I am actually going to go with Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going with Kamara is just simply for the fact that McCaffrey, like you said, is coming off injury, and it's a whole new offense. So there's a bit more risk, I think, associated with McCaffrey.
With Kamara, though, don't you think that now with Jameson there, he likes to sling it? Like, he's not afraid of an interception. That I feel like that means less running for Alvin.
Yeah, well, I was worried at first it was going to be Taysom Hill because if you look at what Kamara did last year with Taysom Hill compared to Breeze, it was brutal. But he's, I think Winston's more like, if you were to compare the two, he's more of a Breeze like kind of thrower than Taysom Hill is. But you're right, he could just sling the ball like he did in Tampa. And throw for 10,000 yards but 100 interceptions.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so McCaffrey, and then we got a little Alvin Kamara sprinkled. The Alvin Kamara is actually my favorite player in the league, though. Just the looks of that guy, I love that guy. Wide receiver. Who wants to start here? Segs, who do you got for wide receiver?
Wide receiver, I'm going Hopkins.
Okay.
I think with Kyler Murray, I just think they clicked so well last year. And again, we're talking this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. This coming season, if you had if you had to put all your marbles down for one team to win a bunch of money, who would you pick? And you're going DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins.
Yeah. I think Hopkins and Kyler are gonna have a good year. Again, another two guys who like new teammates, clicked right off the bat. And yeah, I think he's gonna have a really good season.
Yep.
I'm going the best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams.
All right.
I'm going to second that.
Yeah,
I'm
Jordan Love's throwing the ball.
No.
Rodgers is gonna cry and doesn't want to play.
See, this is what I was gonna say. Why I have Devontae Adams. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be insane this year, and I think both those guys want out of Green Bay, and they're gonna get out of Green Bay after this year. But I think they might win a Super Bowl this year.
Ooh, is that a little foreshadow for what we're going to talk about later?
No, that's I'd have a different hot take for later, but I think Green Bay is going to do something special this year.
Wow.
Tight end.
You said Adams too, right?
Yeah. Right, Poolsy?
Yep.
I'll start with tight end because I have something that, there's two obvious ones, but I'm going a little off the board with my tight end, and I picked him up in fantasy last night.
Oh, God.
In the second round. And what do you mean, Poolsy? Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts I think he could have been the first player drafted in the other than quarterback, other than Trevor Lawrence. I don't mean that. I mean first position player other than quarterback drafted. I think he's going to be crazy. Atlanta's going to suck. So you might as well throw it to your like they're going to have to be throwing the ball all the time because they're going to be down. Matt Ryan can still make a short pass, and I think Kyle Pitts is going to catch all those passes. I grabbed him in fantasy. I definitely wanted Kittle. I got him. But Pitts. I think Pitts is going to have a huge year.
How many
Travis Kelce is the only right answer for tight end.
I'm off the board on that one too. But Gerbs, back to you. How many minutes of Kyle Pitts like game time have you watched?
I'd say about 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea who this guy is.
No, absolutely not. But I've
Know
read
where he
some.
went to school?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Where did he go?
Brady
to school?
just loves the
I-
hot take.
You have no idea where he went to school.
No. But okay, one thing I do a lot of is reading up on fantasy. I read a lot about Kyle Pitts. Have I watched much? No. I couldn't
What are
tell
they
you what
saying?
they're saying. He's gonna have a huge year.
Like if you saw Kyle Pitts on the street, would you know it's Kyle Pitts?
Not likely. No.
You have no idea.
But give me 1 week of watching him light it up in fantasy, and you guys better believe I'm gonna remember this one too, especially because I have him on fantasy. Kyle Pitts. I think it's a lock. Actually, Kyle Pitts finishes top 5 in tight end yards this year. No, who's gonna beat him? Kelsey, Kittle, Wallard. Who else?
Hawkinson.
Detroit
Jared
Lions
Goff?
with Jared Goff. That's it.
Well, he's their only target. There's
Yeah,
no
that's
one else
fair.
in Detroit.
Goff still has
that's a
to
good
throw
point.
it to him though. Anyways, what do you guys got?
I've got Waller on mine actually. I think
I like that.
I think he's unreal. I mean, yeah, Kelsey that's probably the right pick, but I think Darren Waller's such a good tight end, and he just
Thanks.
keeps progressing each year.
He won us the one
I
football
know.
game we watched last year. He won us both a bunch. It was what we just said about
Yeah.
don't do the chasing thing. We did the chasing thing.
Darren Waller's over yards each
Yeah.
game might be
Lock.
lock of the year every game.
Yeah.
It's probably like 100 still.
Oh, it's like 60. Like
Yeah, last year.
Jeez.
we'll see. Don't worry, that'll be a line I look for every single Sunday.
I'm going to go with Travis Kelce. I just think, the consistency over the years playing with the best quarterback in the league. How do you not take Travis Kelce?
We did it.
I agree.
Yeah, I know. But like if we're like, if this is like, yeah, it's fun to throw random names around too. But if we're in this for money, Travis Kelce is the only right answer.
No,
Disagree.
it's Kyle Pitts. He's
It's
never
Kyle
played a
Pitts.
game.
Hey, you watch out for Kyle Pitts, boys. He's a monster. I read.
You can't even watch out
I
for him. You
read.
don't know who he is.
Yes, I do. I'm a huge Kyle Pitts fan. Defense. Here we go. There's no way we all have 4 of the same defense. I can tell you that for sure. Poolsy, why did you take the Panthers?
What? I'm not taking the Panthers defense,
Good.
but it's a close second. No, I've been thinking about this one. I'm between the Bucks and the Rams, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. I don't know. They're a good defensive team every year, and I think they're just the safest team to have good defensive consistency throughout the season. So my pick's going to be the Rams defense.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
I had the Rams.
Best defensive player, probably.
Nothing to add to that. So
I'm going a little bit off the board, but not too far. I'm taking San Fran. I just think that they had a really bad injury year last year, and I just think that their team's going to come back healthy. Their offense isn't great with Jimmy Garoppolo especially, so I think that they're going to be relying on the defense a lot, and they've got a solid bunch of players.
is Jimmy G the starter though?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. Is that like has
Trey
that been
Lance
named yet?
didn't Trey Lance just hurt his finger? or
Yeah,
something?
he's out for at least a week.
Yeah, so
They have
So-
a week.
No,
a
for
week's-
week 1.
the week starting now.
No, I heard he's just like injured for a week, but he's. Who knows though? Who knows?
Okay.
What do we know?
I did take the Dolphins, and here's
Oh
my
gosh.
Xavier
Same old,
Howard.
same old.
Xavier Howard finished second in interceptions last year. He's the best cornerback in the league. A quote from him I just read this morning, which is what just really put me in the Dolphins' direction. He said, "Man, we got a lot of talent back there this year." So,
Wait,
Dolphins.
Gerbs, I just want to confirm, is that the same guy that requested a trade?
yeah, but he didn't get the trade, so he's still a Dolphin.
Got it.
And
hold
he
on, that's a good point.
he confirmed he believes in the talent too. So
Does the Dolphins offense or defense score more touchdowns for them this year?
no comment. I don't need to get into that. Let's see what our new weapons can do this year. Will Fuller, Jalen Watt. Okay, let's get into that right now. Our
Will
4 teams.
Fuller on the bench. Yeah,
Well, he's just got to sit out 1 game for suspension, but he'll be back.
I thought it was more than that.
I think it might be 2, but it's no more than 2. Yeah, it could be
Oh.
3. I don't know. It's less than 5. Okay, realistic expectations for your own team. Let's hear that. And actually, let's end with DiSabs because I think, like, I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of questions for DiSabs. So let's end there. Segs, your team
right.
out of the four of us definitely outperformed our teams last year. I'll give you that. Hate the Browns, hate Baker Mayfield, but they were good last year, and I'll give you that. Odell Beckham, though, I don't. Anyways, expectations for the Browns this year. What do you think their record's going to be?
I think this year, I want to say a number, but I think at least 11 wins. At least.
Okay. 11-6.
Yeah, 11-6.
Yeah, got to watch out for that 17th game.
Yeah, 17th game. Yeah, I think we had a really good draft. Drafted everyone we needed to. Our defense looks good. Like, man, our offense was so dialed last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing we need to change. And we just picked up some studs in the draft. So,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just going to be like, I don't know. I don't want to call it a prove it year. I think that was last year, and I think we proved it. But now it's just like the Browns are the Browns.
I really think, though, that the AFC North is probably the best division in the league.
Yeah, I think
like,
this year will be.
Like, you can't sleep on Joe Burrow like that. Those are two tough games against the Bengals. Ben Roethlisberger's still there. Like, you can say what you want about Big Ben, but I think the Steelers are still a pretty good team.
Yeah,
and then you got Lamar. So I think 11 I could see it, but I had him at 9. I'm not gonna lie.
I think they're a playoff team, and I don't think 9 gets you in the playoffs.
9 and 8, I think it does.
Not in the AFC, I don't think.
Yeah, you might be right. Well, hopefully it comes down to it like last year. Our team's just battling out. Didn't work.
Wait, what place is that in the division, Segs?
What is 11-6? Get them in the division?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be another hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 11-6. Not even thinking like that's got to be how many wins against divisional teams. So
that's
I don't know. That might be I think and that's the toughest division. 11. I think 11-6 wins that division. Whether it's the Browns or the Ravens in that division. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Poolsy, Carolina Panthers.
12-5.
Sorry. What are the odds for that division? Keep going. I want to look that up.
I got it.
What are the odds for AFC?
So AFC North, Baltimore at 220, the favorite. Cleveland at a 245. Pittsburgh at a 4.5, so pretty back. And Cincinnati 26.
Wow.
Oh, sprinkle some on Cincinnati.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Jamar Chase, look out.
Yeah. Interesting. That's probably the lowest the Steelers have ever been odds-wise in that division for a long time.
Yeah.
Last 15 years, I'd bet.
Yeah.
Poolsy. Sorry. No. I cut you off.
I would just do the Steelers make the playoffs? How haven't they made this playoffs? Like,
I don't think they do.
Really, eh? I think that's just washed up. I'm sorry.
Has he said this is his last year yet? Has that been said by him? Does anyone know that?
I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
Because I could see him going on like a one last run type of thing.
But do you say that as an athlete like before the season?
It depends who you are, I think.
Yeah, it depends if you want on the lights like Derek Jeter did it.
I think Tom Brady can say that. I don't think Ben Roethlisberger can say that.
He might be. He's probably a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I guess, but anyway.
Well, Tom Brady's not retiring anytime soon. So.
What team do you cheer for, D-Subs? Poolsy, Carolina Panthers, the Cover Kings.
Carolina Panthers this year. Okay, before I say the record, I just want some respect on this team's name for once. Okay, like,
hey, you know what?
Everyone last year, whenever we talked about Sam Darnold last year, before he went to Carolina, everyone still thought, I think there might have been one hater out of this group, but 2 of the 3 of you guys still thought Sam Darnold could be a good quarterback in this league. And now he's got his opportunity. And they had a great draft. Okay, so they already got Rob Anderson and DJ Moore. Mm-hmm. They drafted 2 great guys in Terrace Marshall and Tommy Tremble. Also, they drafted Canadian Chuba Hubbard. So I'm super excited for the offense this year. I really think they're going to be something better. And Sam Darnold, I'm not saying he's going to be like a top 10 QB in the league, but I'm saying he'll be a top 15 QB in the league. And the Panthers will be 9-8 this year.
Wow.
Yep. No doubt about it. Their defense is getting better. You should see the transaction trends on every NFL fantasy app right now. Everybody's picking up the Panthers because they've been lights out this preseason. I know the preseason doesn't matter, but someone's got to start putting respect on this team because they're going to be 9-8 and they're going to be fighting for that wild card spot this year.
Hey,
That's all I got to say.
I give you respect for having those hopes in your team. I do.
Woolsey, I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
1, are they covering -5 the first week against the Jets?
Yeah.
Because
revenge
usually
game for Sam Darnold.
Because usually the Panthers are covering on the plus side of money, but this time they're the favorite.
I know, but Sam Darnold, just think about how hungry that guy is going to be.
Yeah,
to chew up the Jets.
I would agree with that one. And
they had a great preseason too.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope what we talked about before we started recording doesn't go against what I'm about to say, but I feel like Carolina is actually a hammer time week 1.
Yeah,
interesting.
Absolutely.
Is it in Carolina? It is, right?
Not 100% sure on that one, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know either. I'm just going off Sam Darnold wanting to be his old team. But Poolsy, the one question I had about that is Teddy Bridgewater the cover king or is Carolina Panthers the cover king?
You know what? I'm not gonna. We'll find out. I think. I think Carolina will just be the money line winners more so this season than the covers last year. So,
well, one more time than they lose.
I think that was more of a Teddy thing, though. I'm hoping we kind of stay away from those covers this year because I know there's going to be haters. I won't have the Panthers favored for most games. So, but that'll change quick. People will smarten up real quick once they realize what this team has. So, and sorry, what were you going to say about Chubba? I was just curious about that because he's, fellow Canadian. Sweet guy.
No, I don't know anything about him, but I just love his name and I want him to do well. That's all I was going to say.
Cool story about that too. I tweeted on my burner account like an hour before they drafted him that Carolina should draft Chubba, and then they drafted him. So,
yeah.
God, I'm excited, boys.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to go to the Dolphins because I do want to end on you because I think there's lots of discussions there. Dolphins gained a lot on their offense, and they do have an elite defense. I think they're going to finish 10-7. I looked at their schedule. They have a lot of hard games, but they go through a stretch like in the middle of the year, and maybe I'll try to pull it up as I'm talking here, but they go through a stretch in the middle of the year where I think they can rattle off like 5 or 6 wins in a row. The start of their season, I think they're going to start 0-3. I'm worried about the start of their season. Just because I'm not for sure saying they're gonna if there is a win, it's gonna be week 1. But who do they? I think they have the Bills and then the Bucks after that. It's a tough start. But I mean, I'm still betting on them versus the Pats week 1, no matter what. I just think Dolphins have a tough start to the season, but I think they're gonna come out strong, and I'm super excited for Jalen Waddle. Mike Gesicki, I think, has a chance to be one of the better tight ends in the league. He's a good fantasy player as well. And then the defense, as Segs will say, they score a lot of points.
Your first 5 games, ready?
Yep.
New England, in New England.
Yep.
Home to the Bills.
Yep.
In the Vegas against the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Home to Indy, and in Tampa.
Yeah, Indy's beatable, and I think the Raiders are too. So it's, I guess, not. I just knew the Bucks were up there, and then the Bills are going to be a very tough game, and then in New England. Actually, Dolphins usually win in New England, so
yeah, that is true.
That is true. 10-7 though. I think they're 10-7, and that puts them second in their division. Second.
I have them 10-7 too, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, you want? Sorry, the division odds for the last division, the NFC South.
Yes, please do that.
You got the Bucks at 1.44, so heavy favorites. New Orleans Saints at 4.3, which I don't think they're that bad of a team compared to last year. I mean, they lost Breeze, but I
think Winston can be a better quarterback than Breeze, to be honest.
Yeah.
Breeze had a hose for an arm last year. So.
Hose is good, isn't it?
A hose?
Yeah, like when you say he's got a hose in baseball, at least.
I'm just thinking like trying to throw a ball with a hose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
That would be hard. No, Segs, you're right. That would be hard to throw a ball with a hose.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
And then the Panthers and Falcons are both tied with 10.
No, the Bucks will win that division. So, but
yeah.
Panthers will sneak into the wild card potentially.
Wow.
But they'll be 9-8 though. They're not going to get 10 wins this year. Only 9. So, if 9 can do it, they'll be good. But
wow,
if not, it's going to be a good year. So,
you think they're better than the Saints?
I got the Saints as 10-7.
Okay.
So realistically, the odds of the Panthers making the playoffs not great, But I do think they'll be better than what everybody thinks. I know we're on the Panthers again, but
Yeah.
We'll see.
they're going to be.
Started Panther talk up here, and now we're down here.
I know.
Well, you got to
Like,
realize who they're
We
playing.
started like
twice a year.
Super Bowl contenders,
Yeah.
probably gonna win, and now we're like they're probably not gonna make the playoffs.
Well, they play the Saints and the Bucks twice this season. You know?
I was on the Panthers bandwagon at the beginning of your speech.
Thanks. Get back on it, please.
No, I'm not.
You're not even on it.
Yeah, you're
Yes,
not
I am.
even on.
I'm saying if you can make the playoffs with 9 wins, they are a lock to make the playoffs because they're getting 9 wins.
Okay.
Okay, DiSabs, give me the odds for the AFC East.
I think there's actually some good value here. The Bills at 1.66, the Dolphins at 4, the Patriots at 4.5, and the New York Jets at 21.
21? Who was 26? Or something like that.
Who is
Cincinnati.
Bengals?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Huh.
That's a harder division, I'd say.
Yeah.
But all right, the New England Patriots.
All right. So I can't give an exact record prediction because I'm going to give you a range. All right.
Okay.
So their floor, if they do their absolute worst, is 9-8.
No.
And I'm going to say 9-8 because if you look at who we had last year at quarterback, Mr. Cam Newton couldn't throw a ball. Their defense was depleted, no front seven, and they had no one on offense. This year, better quarterback, defense is way better. We've got 2 elite tight ends and better receivers. We're not going worse than 9-8 in our ceiling. This is a stretch. Ceiling is 12-5, but I'm going to guess we finish 11-6.
Wow.
I got them as 7 and 10, so
Same.
Oh my
No,
God. Did you
I
have
have
them
them
7-10?
I have them at 8-9. 8-9. DiSabs, if
man.
you're gonna come at me for my Kyle Pitts take,
Wow.
you can't say a Mac Jones-led Patriots is gonna finish with 12 wins.
That's
I
the
will
hot
say-
take of the year.
Mac Jones has the highest graded quarterback rating compared to any rookie since Patrick
Holy
Mahomes.
shit, this guy has got to be the GOAT.
In what, preseason?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what in preseason.
We're
Yeah.
talking about practice.
Yeah.
Well, rookies only play in preseason.
Well, so
Trevor
they're
Lawrence
playing
is gonna
college
start this.
ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was the most accurate passer in NCAA history, but
Didn't Zach Wilson have like 3 or 4 dimes the one game he played? I bet his rating's pretty good.
yeah, he's up there. I think he might be second, actually.
Yeah. See, that tells you all you need to know. If there's a Jets quarterback that's second in that ranking, then you just don't trust it.
Listen, I
we,
went
we
through
should
the
talk
Patriots-
about
Preseason play.
Yeah.
DiSabs. Were you
Alright.
surprised of the release of Cam yesterday?
Yes, I was actually quite surprised because if Mac Jones is A, shit, or B, gets hurt,
Yeah.
we have no one now.
Stidham, is he still
the
there?
Backup.
Stidham is like, he's been on the IR nursing an injury. And then with Brian Hoyer, who actually just got released, we're recording this on Tuesday night. He just got released. So we have Mac Jones and a quarterback who's on the IR.
So somebody else is coming. Maybe they're getting Deshaun.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's pretty wild times in New England. But like I said,
Bring back Kaepernick.
yeah, maybe bring back Cap, but
Like,
we're
what
winning
the-
at least 9 games.
What the hell were they like? I don't understand the logic between not starting, at least starting with Cam Newton and then going into Mac Jones. Like I thought for sure Cam Newton was going to start and he was going to win some games with his legs like he did last year, and then Mac Jones was going to come in later.
I've got a story about that actually.
All right.
In 2001, Bill Belichick was the coach of the Patriots.
Oh no,
I know where this is
No,
Please
listen.
tell me you're not. Oh, okay.
Drew Bledsoe had just signed a $100 million contract, and Bill Belichick wanted to start Brady in the 2001 year, and Robert Kraft said, "No, we just signed this guy to $100 million. You're starting him." Fast forward 20 years later, we've got the veteran in Cam Newton and the rookie. He is not making that same mistake twice.
So, just so we're clear, you didn't just compare Tom Brady and Mac Jones, did you?
No, I'm comparing the situation.
Okay.
Isn't
That's hard to listen
I'm
to.
just surprised they cut him. Like
I know.
I know, like at least
he
put
only
him as
like-
a backup.
I thought he was only like $1 million contract or something stupid. Like
His base salary was 2.5, and then if he played the season, it was upwards of 13.
Still, that's like a lot of teams can take that on. You don't think Carolina would take him as their starter?
I honestly think he has to be released because I don't think he wanted to be the backup.
Right.
where's he gonna go? I was thinking about that today. Like, who really needs a quarterback at this point?
That's
Well,
Cam
Dallas
Newton.
needs a backup. Houston, if they trade,
No, they got Ben DiNucci, the
cut
Italian
him.
stallion.
Yeah,
They
he's
cut him.
gonzo. He's
Oh.
gonzo. I actually heard it in the Hard Knocks, like someone was telling me they were watching DiNucci just looked horrible.
Yeah, he
Horrible,
did.
horrible.
I've been watching that.
Yeah, so the DiNucci Gucci is gone.
Well, who do they have then? Who's on Dallas?
just
Seven
Dak.
Dak.
Oh, they released both.
Just Stack, even though they said he's not
What's
playing
with-
every game this
Jeez.
year.
Boys, let's
Well-
go. Let's go sign up for a quarterback position in the NFL.
Yeah, we might be in for a third stringer.
Holy smokes!
Well, we're on the third stringer note. I just recently messaged the Dolphins third stringer to come on the podcast, so I'll let you guys know when he replies.
Nice.
When
He
he
had a-
replies, or if.
Yeah, when he had a great game, and I sent him a nice message, so I'm sure he's just getting back to me shortly here.
Just scrolling through all the messages, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to yours.
So wow, so DSabs 11 wins. You're saying?
How
11.
do they split with the Bills? Do they go 2-0?
Split.
Oh,
We're gonna
dude.
split the Bills. Okay, well, I actually looked at their schedule, and it's honestly not too hard. Like they play the Bucks, but other than that, every game is winnable in my opinion.
Excuse me.
Okay, we play you guys, and like
And
you
us
guys
twice.
yeah, but we're gonna sweep you. We're gonna sweep you guys. We're sweeping the Jets. The Browns can't throw the ball, so I'm not worried about Baker in that offense. Dallas can't stop a freaking beach ball on defense, so we'll put up 30 on them. So like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Mac Jones is due for a 30-point game.
No, I mean our offensive line, insane. Like it's gonna be a nice season. You guys watch.
Okay, let's go through there's 4 other divisions that we didn't go over there. Just give us quick the betting favorite. Like we'll start with the AFC West. And actually I wanted to say something about that, but can you give us what the lines are at for the
Yeah, the Denver Broncos are the favorite to win the division. No, I'm just kidding. So we got the Kansas City Chiefs at a 1.33, Chargers at a 6.5, Raiders at 15, and the Broncos at 6.5, which is weird. I don't know why they're at the bottom, but yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Here's the one thing I wanted to bring up about that. And can somebody, as I'm saying that, bring up the Chiefs schedule this year? DSabs, can you bring up the Chiefs schedule? Because I was looking through what I was going to put their records at, and I automatically just thinking like 16, 15, 14 wins probably for the Chiefs. And that very likely could happen again. But they have an unbelievably hard schedule. Like they're not going to have many nights off. I know they got the Packers. They got a bunch of tough games.
The
DSabs,
Bills, Ravens.
can you confirm what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just see 6 extremely tough games, like
Yeah.
with some of the best teams in the league.
Like read a few of the ones they have out of the division.
Okay, Browns, Ravens,
Yeah.
Bills, Titans, Packers,
Yeah.
Appreciate
Football
that, by the
team.
way. Appreciate that.
Cowboys.
Yeah, they like I mean it doesn't look like they have like the Jaguars, and obviously the division's not outstanding with the Broncos, and I guess the Chargers could take a step up this year.
I think
but
the Chargers will be over 500.
I think the Chargers make playoffs.
Yeah, 10-7. I got them.
Warm take. That's a warm take.
warm.
Not,
Not
hot.
flaming. Yeah,
Just
not
warm.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean Chiefs still win that division with
Yeah,
ease.
yeah.
AFC South. I'm curious about this one.
So the AFC South, is that with Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this one, if you had to guess who the favorite is, who would you guess?
It's
Titans.
gotta be the Titans, yeah.
Not
Tennessee,
Arizona.
Tennessee at a 1.8,
Oh,
Colts at a
Arizona's not that
2.5, Jacksonville 8, and the Texans 26.
Oh,
Man, do the Texans even have a football team this year?
I know I heard they have a bunch of running backs, but
I
who's
heard
their
no
quarterback?
news about them. Like, and obviously there's like stuff going on, but I haven't heard a peep about the Texans.
I honestly can say right now I know who their starting quarterback.
I think there's 31 teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anyone actually know their starting quarterback?
Is it not Deshaun?
Well, he's holding out, or he's not. Like they're not playing him.
Really?
Yeah, he still wants to trade, and he's saying he's willing, or the Titans or Texans are
Do you
willing
hear
to
the
just
front runner is for Deshaun.
yeah,
Miami.
Miami.
I'm gonna look and see if like the Texans do like a YouTube like weekly episode. You know, some teams do that for like their training camp.
Yeah.
Curious if they have it, because I would love to just know what's going on at that place.
Man, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I have them going 0-17.
That's a hot take.
All right, that's a hot take.
It's hot, but I don't think they're
But
gonna have more than 5 wins.
You
Well,
guys might
yeah.
laugh at this. I think they're winning week 1.
Okay, listen to
Who
this.
are they playing?
I know who their starting quarterback is week 1. Do you guys know?
No.
I had no idea till I just searched it.
Would you just get a message from?
It's called Google, you idiot.
He's got the earpiece in. Breaking news here, fellas.
Breaking news. Tyrod Taylor is their starting quarterback week 1.
Oh,
Until the medical staff
Wow.
touches his lung.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor week 1. Look
I
out.
bet you that guy's so scared of needles. No,
Yeah.
probably doesn't have the vaccine because he's just
Yeah.
scared that it's gonna go into his lung.
Man, have you guys seen some of the updates that fantasy will do with, like, if they, when you can see if someone is out with COVID and you look at the update?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys will find this funny. I found it funny to read, so I screenshot it. I want to share with you guys. My kicker, Ryan's Suckup.
I redrafted him too.
Yeah, Buccaneers kicker. This is the update I opened this morning. He is COVID positive. Suckup, who is vaccinated, apparently attended an indoor dinner with some Titans players during joint practice. It is Suckup's second stay on the COVID-19 list after a trip last December. Even though he is vaccinated, Suckup will be in extended absence. He has 16 days to get cleared for the opener. I just found it. He was.
That is incredibly detailed.
He was seen at an indoor dinner with Titans players.
Do we have his blood type?
Doesn't everyone eat indoors? I don't quite. Like, I mean, I thought restaurants were legal.
I feel
right
like
now.
that's the usual, especially,
Yeah.
now you
So
can
anyways.
dine in again.
Maybe it's not as funny as I thought, but I thought I'd throw that one out there anyways.
I just whoever did the write up on that, like
I know. For a kicker.
that's like some
For a
deep
kicker
investigation.
a
That's
kicker
some like
that's
junior
70%
writer.
on.
It's like, hey, we got this job for you. Go find out what Ryan Suckup did last night.
Yeah. And they did some journalism and found out he was at an indoor dinner,
An indoor dinner.
but he is vaccinated.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, there we go.
But doesn't that? Well, I guess if he's COVID positive, I don't know. The rules this year are crazy for the NFL. It's
Yeah.
like vaccinated and unvaccinated.
I wonder if that's part of the reason why Cam got cut too.
Oh, 100%.
Is he anti-vax?
Well,
Yeah.
he had COVID last year and he hasn't got his vaccine. And he missed some time last week because of protocol.
Yeah, he like went to like
Oh, right.
Hopper's
I did
drug
see
card
that.
and got a test.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't do that.
Yeah. Seg, something that could affect our fantasy teams. I saw Cole Beasley is very outspoken about not getting a vaccine.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I know. I hope.
He might
I hope,
retire.
I hope for the Bills' sake that doesn't screw them over
I
somehow.
know.
Like, I don't know. I'm kind of semi-Bills fan. Nothing against them, I guess. And I just can see something like that screwing them this year because of him.
But
The Bills are
if
for
they
sure my
had
number
to.
2.
I want to like the Bills. I just can't do it, obviously.
That's fair.
Well, I was going to say, if they do have to have, any kind of issues, I hope it's a week against the Patriots.
Wow. You can't wish that upon somebody.
Yeah.
If it has to happen, I'm saying if it has to.
Okay.
Back to the AFC South.
Right.
Titans winning it, or what, you guys think there's a
Yeah, they're a lot.
little bit of competition with the Colts here? Or?
I think they're a lot.
I think Tennessee wins.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, there's only 2 more divisions we didn't have the odds for, and the NFC East, the laughing stock of the league last year. I'm curious. I think I know where this one's maybe going, but I could see a couple teams maybe winning. So what do you got for odds there, DiSabs?
2.10 Dallas, 3.5 Washington, Philly and New York at 5.5. And I'll just say the Eagles are easily the worst team in that division.
Yeah.
And I think Washington, Dallas, and the Giants should all have the same chance.
So is that something as a betting man you are maybe look at the football team or the Giants to do something special, or you think the Cowboys run away with it?
No, I don't think the Cowboys have the defense. So Washington, I think, is the most well-rounded team. And I think the Giants have the best, like one of the best defenses. And then the Cowboys are a powerhouse on offense. So
Segs, maybe because you watch Hard Knocks, you have something to say about this. But the one note I had written down, I think CeeDee Lamb goes off this year with the Cowboys. I think he's actually I think he's an unreal wide receiver.
I picked him up in fantasy. I think it was a steal.
Yeah. Yeah,
think
maybe
it was-
that's just because you were watching Hard Knocks. But I remember last year when like Ganucci Diducci was throwing the ball and he was just catching the ball that was like spinning sideways.
Man,
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are going to be good this year with Dak back, and I think have one of the best receiving cores in the league.
Oh,
So,
yeah, for sure.
The only thing with the Cowboys this year, I think, is can Zeke hang on to the ball
Yeah,
because he struggled with that last year.
he
so.
fell off a cliff last year.
Yeah,
I felt
honestly,
Yeah.
I think he'll never admit this. I just think he didn't care after Dak got like when you've got Ben DiNucci in front of you, like handing it off like
and Andy Dalton. Those are the two quarterbacks he had last year.
I got Dallas 10-7 though, winning that division.
7
Yeah.
and 7.
10-7.
Oh, I was gonna say it's not enough
Something's
games.
not adding up. Last one, NFC North. Who are we looking at?
NFC North. Oh, I know this one too. I got this memorized.
DiSabs got a little. DiSab has a bet on this. I
I
know.
do actually have a live bet on, not live, but a bet.
Which
And
you
it's
said
not-
you said you think Green Bay is gonna have like one of the greatest years of their like what? Wow. Blah, blah, blah,
greatest
blah, blah.
seasons of their life, of their,
Of-
Of their historic franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their franchise. That's it. DiSab, what's your bet though?
yeah.
So Green Bay 1.66, Minnesota 3.5, Bears 5, Detroit 26. And I
Man.
actually do have a nice bet on the Minnesota Vikings to win the division. I placed this bet during the whole Aaron Rodgers saga. I was convinced he was leaving.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Minnesota still has a really good offense with Jefferson, Thielen, Cook. Kirk Cousins isn't half bad either, and their defense is very much improved. So they'll be fighting with Green Bay.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree on that one.
Would you cash out if you could?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
Absolutely. There's the question. I have one trivia question for you guys as we start to wrap
Wait, we
up.
got
here.
one more division, do we not?
Did we miss somebody?
Oh,
NFC West.
Oh, the best division in football.
Yep,
Yeah.
we did miss that. Good call. Good call.
Rams 287. Wow, San Fran 280. That's kind of shocking. Seattle 3.75. Arizona 6.5.
Wow.
Arizona's last in that division.
I think
I
they're
honestly
better
think
than the
Seattle's
49ers.
I think the
overrated.
49ers come last.
Yeah, me too.
But like what's with a decent record still though.
Yeah, that's a great division.
Yeah.
My hot take actually comes out of that division. Should we just hop right into hot takes?
yeah.
Hot
Let's do
takes
it.
for the season. Mine comes out of that division. I think that by the end of the year, the number one quarterback when it comes to passing yards is going to be Matthew Stafford. I think he's going to be ahead of everybody when it comes to passing yards. And maybe that's a hot take. Maybe I haven't looked at any odds on that, if there even is odds on that. I think when it comes to throwing the ball, he's going to be uncorked with new weapons that he's never really had in Detroit, with an O-line he's never really had, with a coach, more importantly, Sean McVay. Not that I know much about what coaching does in the NFL, other than obviously calling the plays. I've heard lots of good things about Sean McVay, and he took Jared Goff to the Super Bowl. So imagine what he does with Matthew Stafford. I think he leads the league in passing yards.
I
All
don't
right.
mind that.
I mean,
take at all.
you know,
I was kind of hoping somebody talked before I did the cough there, but yeah, you guys just stayed silent.
I don't think that's too crazy of a hot take, but it definitely is not probable to happen. But yeah,
Would there be odds for something like that out already?
yeah, you
like,
probably could. Probably not on Betway, but you could
lead the
definitely.
league in passing yards.
Passing yards.
Oh yeah, you can bet on that.
Tell me what I'm looking at if
Give
I
me
were
one
to put some
second.
money, because I'll put my money where my mouth is and bet on that right now.
If I had to take a guess, I would guess it's probably anywhere from 12 to 18 to 1.
Okay.
Maybe not that high.
Don't
Maybe
mind
10
it.
to 15.
Woolsey, while he's looking, your flaming hot take for this season.
Yep. Mine probably some hate, but mine comes out of Carolina. DJ Moore has been an up and coming wide receiver, a young guy drafted in Carolina there. Over 1,000 yards the last couple of years. I read a stat. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. But over the last, I think, 3 seasons, DJ Moore has been one of the most consistent guys getting yardage every single year. So I'm going to go DJ Moore will have the most wide receiver yards in the NFC this season.
All right.
Yep.
Definitely a hot take.
Definitely hot.
Definitely hot, but man, this
Ouch.
guy's a young stud. He's a
And
stud.
burning.
He doesn't get enough. Yeah, I know.
Did you pick him up in fantasy? Because I feel like you could have got him as a steal if you're thinking that.
I have in one or two.
Man, the guy was changing a gas.
Yeah, I drafted him in one of the 2 leagues last night. I just can't remember which one.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna look for the stat, but I'll let you know if I see it here. But yep.
Matthew Stafford to win passing yards for the year, 15-1 odds.
Okay. How many people are ahead of him?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so that's a pretty hot take, I'd say then.
Yeah.
But I'm going with it. Who's so Mahomes obviously up there, Rodgers?
Holmes, Dak, Brady, Allen,
Wow.
Herbert, Rodgers, Matt Ryan, and then Drew Stafford.
Ryan. What the
Holy
heck?
shit.
Yeah,
All
saw
right.
that too.
Go ahead, Poolsy.
I found my stat. Okay, this is actually insane. You guys got to listen up because it's a legit stat.
I'm listening.
DJ Moore is the only wide receiver in the NFL with at least 1,200 plus scrimmage yards in each of the last 2 seasons. And these are the guys he's had for QB: Cam Newton, Kyle Allen, Will Grier, Teddy Bridgewater, and PJ Walker. So that is a hell of an accomplishment. So my hot take might not actually be that hot. I think,
But I mean, if you're looking at that list of quarterbacks though, and you put Sam Darnold,
that's a
on
terrible list.
Yeah, and
And
I
now
don't-
he's getting the best quarterback he's had on that list.
I disagree. I think Cam Newton back when he was
Yardage.
an MVP
Okay.
of the league.
2 games he had
You
with
think
Cam.
Sam Darnold's an MVP of the league?
DJ Moore's been in the league for 3 seasons. He only had Cam for 2 games. He had, Kyle Allen for most of them.
All right, Kyle Allen wasn't bad. You liked him back in the day.
Well, he's Gonzo, so he obviously is not that great.
All right.
All right.
This is my hot take, and I don't know how hot this is, but Trevor Lawrence will be the worst rookie quarterback of the 5 statistically. this
Really?
season.
Wow.
That's hot.
That is a hot take. So you think Zach Wilson's throwing better than Trevor Lawrence?
You think Trey Lance is better than Trevor
Was-
Lawrence?
I think that all the other quarterbacks are in a better situation, including
okay.
Zach Wilson.
But let's say Lance's injury keeps him out week 1, and the 49ers, whatever they win, Jimmy plays a great game or something. I don't know. It's tough.
Well,
to
we know
say,
for
but-
sure that Lawrence, Wilson, and Jones are starting week 1.
Yeah.
I still think Trevor Lawrence will have the worst season of the rookie quarterbacks.
Wow. I think I think it's pretty safe to say Trey Lance is going to get in there for most of it, eh?
I
He's
think
out.
probably week 4 or 5 he'll be in.
Mm. And then who else?
And then there's Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, yeah. I think he could have a big year.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy on the Colts too. I thought he might win the job. Sam Ellinger, or is that the name?
Oh, Jacob Eason.
No.
Sam
there's-
Ellinger is also on that team, isn't he? The quarterback from Texas.
He was
I don't
drafted,
know.
but it's definitely going to be Jacob Eason if he's got to be higher on the depth chart.
I think this Ellinger guy was, yeah,
Don't worry, Segs is invested in Easton. You can't speak to him about that.
Oh, what sex? Is there
Easton
an
23 and Ellinger is 22? Those are 2 young guys there. Holy crap.
sex? What do you got with this Easton guy I've never heard of?
I just think he's a good player.
What is your backup to that? Like, how do you back that
Not as much as you have as Kyle Pitts.
up? What do you know about this guy though?
He was basically their starter when Wentz went out. So, and then
Like in
Wentz came back.
preseason.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he looks good. I think he's better than whoever this other guy is. Sam
Ellinger. Look out for him. I bet. Okay, here's a bet, Segs. I bet Sam Ellinger throws more yards this year than Jacob Easton.
I'll have to review the tape.
Hey, it's Easton. It's not like East-West.
Whatever. Easton hockey stick.
Yeah, no T. No, there's no T.
Get rid of the T, boys.
Sam Easton.
That's like there's a guy on. I think he's the Chiefs like 3rd string. His name's Easton Stick.
Really?
I think it's something like that.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You might be a little off on that. I'm gonna look it up, but I do know what you're talking about. Segs, let's hear your hot take though.
You guys are gonna hate it.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love it already, Sigs.
Baker Mayfield MVP.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Dude,
my
he doesn't
gosh.
throw the ball. You
Nick
can't
Chubb
win
is the
MVP
best.
handing it off.
He's not even he's the third best offensive player on that team.
What are your stats to back that up?
Baker Mayfield has the highest completion rating of QBs over the last 3 years, the highest completion rating of throws over 20 yards. You're telling me he can't throw the ball? Explain that stat to me. And
He
tell
does
me
it once a game and he completes it.
Segs. Nick Chubb, I would say, has more of a chance to be MVP than Baker Mayfield.
Agreed.
I would agree with that, but I wouldn't because they split the running back so much. And you know what? The crazy part is another hot take: Nick Chubb wins the rushing yards, and he'll do it at half the time of Derrick Henry.
Oh, wow.
Half the time.
What does that mean?
Like he's gonna get half the reps of Henry. He
No.
won't get half the reps,
Right.
but
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying because they got Kareem Hunt, but
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt is on Poolsey's big board, so you never know if he's going
Yeah.
to be around all season.
no, he's changed.
Yeah. He's changed. People change.
Yeah.
I
Also,
forgot about the list.
crazy stat. I think I saw this in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Lockett has
Mhm.
never dropped a pass in the end zone.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
DiSabs.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, you're a big Lockett fan.
That's a pretty crazy stat.
What's the stupid stat? Everyone, it's not stupid. It's actually crazy impressive. And we talked about it last year. Like Larry, what the hell is his name?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald had more tackles than he did drop passes. Remember that stat they always threw around?
Yeah.
I think that's still valid.
Yeah.
Don't
could be.
is he back, by the way?
No, he's sitting out. He's
A
done.
year.
Well, there's a chance that he might come back later in the season, but I feel like that depends on how successful Arizona's season is up until that point.
Yep, I could see that. Okay, that's why we have you, Poolsy. That knowledge that just comes out of nowhere.
Oh, it just oozes out of me.
Okay, well, let's see if that knowledge can actually. Or we got all our hot takes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been sitting on this one, and it's been talked about for a little bit, and it's a guy I got to watch a lot last year. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic as they call it, is on to his 9th team. I'll tell you how many teams. He's on to his 9th team in 17 years. He's obviously on the Washington football team now. He was named their starter. I think he's going to have a great first 4 games as Fitzmagic does, and then he'll fizzle out. The magic will kind of burn off. But if any of you can tell me the order of the 9 teams, that's just insane. You're a psychopath. But if anybody can even name the 9 teams without getting one wrong, DiSabs, and without looking it up, don't look at your computer.
I'm not. I'm looking
You can-
right at you.
I saw those eyes going over there. You can look at don't look and tell me the 9 teams.
All right.
Does anyone know where he was drafted, first of all?
Can I name 3?
Jacksonville.
No, the Rams.
Correct, Poolsy. He started his career with the Rams.
Let's go. There's one, boys.
I know he's been Miami.
Yep.
Does 9 include this year?
Yep.
Washington.
He's on his 9th. Yep.
Tampa Bay.
Bay.
Yep.
Yeah. Not Jacksonville.
No.
Can you give us divisions?
Oh no, the Jets.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you could stay in that division one more time too.
Was he with the Bills?
Yep.
Bengals?
Yeah, he played for the Bengals. That was his 2nd team. I think he was only there for a year, so I think that's a lucky guess. Good job, Segs.
That was a lucky
Did
guess.
someone say Tampa Bay?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Like 20 minutes ago.
We're at 7. There's 2
You're
that
such
have
an
not
ass
been.
sometimes.
There's 2.
Seattle.
No. So I'll
Oh,
tell you. I'll tell you
You
the
told-
order.
What's that? Yeah.
I'll
go
tell you
ahead.
the order that you in. I'll leave those 2 blank. Okay. So he started Rams, then went Bengals that you got, then he went Bills, and then he went somewhere else, and then he went somewhere else, and then Jets, Bucks, Dolphins, Washington football team. So there's 2 teams in the middle of the career. I remember him a little bit on the one. The other one, I feel like he wasn't there long.
The one you
Was he on the
talked about this
Colts?
before. You didn't tell me any right answers, but I'm pretty sure he played for the Titans at some point.
He did play for the Titans. That was after the Bills.
What about the Bears?
Nope. A little hint. This team probably could use him this year.
Could use
Houston.
them.
Yeah. Houston.
Really? When
Yeah.
the hell did he play for
Remember that.
Houston?
So 9 teams, 17 years, one Fitzmagic. He was the.
One fits.
And I think he's going to be good for Washington this year.
I do.
I
Just
do.
to
He's
Just
finally in
to-
a place where like there's not like who's the quarterback or what's going on.
exactly.
It's his team.
It's his
Yeah.
team, yeah.
And he's got some good weapons too.
Yeah.
Like
Who
Terry.
I have in fantasy.
Scary
Yeah.
Terry,
McLaurin.
baby.
Scary Terry. But I'll just like say in order one more time for the people real dialed in on this. St. Louis Rams, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, New York Jets, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins, Washington football team. That's insane.
Good for him.
That's a lot of traveling.
Probably made a boatload of money.
Yeah, definitely made a boatload of money and signing backup deals, most of it too. But he's got a couple really big tickets though.
Man, greatest job on earth, practice squad NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
700K.
Throwing dimes.
And nobody can touch you.
Yeah, true. You wear a red jersey
Yeah.
and you get the call. But then the scariest thing is you show what happens. Ben DiNucci gets the call and you get blown up on national television. So it's a
True.
little scary to have too, though.
Yeah.
Boys, what else do we got? This has been a blast. It's so good to be talking
Yeah.
football
Oh
again.
man,
Oh,
it's amazing.
Gerbs, your trivia question.
That was it.
And I got a CFL story.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
we got to
yeah,
hear
yeah,
the
yeah.
CFL story.
All right. So as you guys may or may not know, I do play in a flag football league, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Wednesday nights, and my team isn't very good. I think at the time we played this team, we were 1-3-1. And the only team we beat was the individuals, which had a bunch of random people together. So everyone beats the individuals. They're minus 60 and they're plus minus.
There's standings in this league?
I
Yeah.
thought that was their pregame spread.
Yeah. So anyways, we show up to the high school like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, damn, we're playing the first place team. We're about to get pooped on. But we had a few guys missing. We had to call up a few players, like some of my friends. Anyways, we show up and there's like this huge athletic guy that hasn't been that I've never seen before. I'm like, dude, this guy looks familiar. And the guy goes, oh, that's Andre Dury. Played in the CFL with the Argos for like 10 years.
Yeah, I remember
And
that
then-
name.
Yeah, and then there's another cute, tall guy who's catching everything on us. I go, who the hell is this guy? Andy Fantus, former Tiger Cat. Like, we ended up beating them.
Wow.
And we're actually in the playoffs now, and we're playing
Wait,
our playoff
they
game
were
tomorrow.
they were on your team
No, we were against them.
and you beat them.
Were they
Yeah.
cheese?
Yeah,
Well,
were
they're like, okay, mind you, they're 37-40.
yeah,
But
still.
still, yeah, these
that
guys could
competitive
fly
edge
and
never
catch.
dies.
Were they trying?
Like on defense, no, but they were
Probably
going for
didn't have
balls.
to try on.
Right.
Yeah, but we ended
And-
up beating them, and they haven't shown up since.
DiSabs,
Really?
you're the quarterback too, correct?
Yeah, I do throw lasers.
How's your season going? As like you personally?
Well, it's four downs for the whole field, but it's split in half. So you
Yeah.
gotta go 4 downs, 60 yards.
Okay.
That's
no
I'd probably
problem. One
throw
throw
like
for you.
I'd probably throw for like 300 a game. But like mind you, they're 45-minute halves, and it's like nonstop.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. I'm
Just
a
a
two-time
casual 300.
I'm a two-time flag football champion, so I know what it's like.
are you a Q? QB?
Yeah, I'm a Q unless the
You
university.
were the
wanted it.
backup Q. Yeah.
No, Sags,
Yeah.
tell him. Sags, please tell him.
You're
When
the
it-
backup Q.
When it
No.
mattered, you weren't playing.
When we called up the starting quarterback for University of Waterloo,
He
sure,
played like every game with us.
I took a back seat the odd time.
That was a
and
tough day for Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, but remember my punt return where I had to beat people twice? You remember that one, Sags?
It's a highlight reel that lives in my
Sure,
head.
I've seen you sprint against Poolsy. There's no way you
Just
took a
don't
punt
know.
return to the house.
DiSabs, do you think you're beating that time?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well,
I guarantee I could be under 14.
Was it
What-
for 100 meters?
you weren't
Yeah,
under
100 meters.
14 though. What do
I
you
know,
mean?
but I know I could be. I was actually
yeah, if you train
battling-
for a year.
No, I was actually batting through like my knee was hurting. I'm not.
Oh.
Here we go.
Yeah, and I had a bad back. That's why you beat me by 20 milliseconds.
No, we'll do it again sometime.
For sure.
Once the hip is fully healed.
Oh,
And then,
jeez. This was before the hip accident, so I don't want to hear that.
No,
Was-
that was a different injury.
So from here on out, boys, we are in the grind for how many weeks? Like probably 20 straight
18.
weeks.
A good 18.
Oh, yeah, true. No,
Yeah.
22 then, right?
22 straight weeks. I just,
Tough choices.
that.
Yeah, you'll be hearing our voices. Subscribe, download. You'll catch us every Thursday. We're going to be coming out with these episodes every Thursday. This one in particular is actually dropping tomorrow, Wednesday, when we're recording, but it's just because some scheduling things. But you can get used to hearing us every Thursday, right
'Cause
before your
I have a
Thursday night
playoff
football
game.
game. Yeah, actually, thanks,
Yeah.
DiSabs. Yeah, he's got a big flag football playoff game. He's going to probably throw for about 300 yards, rush for another 150. So it should be a
Yeah, on average 300. though.
yeah, it should be a big night.
No INTs.
Boys, I'm excited. DiSabs, me, you, Segs next week. Poolsy's.
Yeah, I'll be
leaving us.
gonzo next week, but
Mhm.
we'll kind of get it loaded with a podcast beforehand, and if there's anything cool, I'll definitely write it down so that Brady can communicate it for me.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we'll see.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right,
What's your trivia question?
that was it. The Fitzmagic.
Holy DSABs, ask for a
Oh.
third time.
DSAB Dimes preseason sale on
Yeah.
now.
Yep. Hit it up.
$95 for the season.
That's
It's
a killer
$6
deal.
a week.
Killer deal.
Can't miss it.
Let's
if-
go, boys. Can't wait
If you
for
want
the
to,
season.
if you want to bet and you don't really know what direction to go, $6 a week is a no-brainer.
Yeah, but can you get a discount?
Yep,
You sure can.
Yeah, what's the code? You guys actually didn't say that.
Oh,
To
we
me.
were waiting till the end.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
There's a
you
code.
Because we're back
you
for
kept
another year.
interrupting.
We're back.
So if you're a Chump listener, you get a double promo here. You're going to
Let's
get the
go.
preseason sale at $95 for the
No.
season. And then
No.
use promo code CHUMP,
Oh,
CHUMP,
baby.
spelled it right this year.
CHUMP. Yeah.
I don't know if it's caps. I don't know if it's no caps. It doesn't matter. Just
Doesn't
CHUMP.
matter.
Just try
10
it.
10% off anything.
Oh my gosh.
So you'll
you
get
can get
another
those-
10% off the preseason sale. And
That's
you'll get a
massive.
sweet hat
Oh,
and
We're
enter
pretty
into our
much paying you at
contest.
this point.
wow. Okay. My goodness. This has got out of hand.
LFG, let's go.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We'll
Yeah,
talk to
we'll
you
be back
next week.
next week.
Yeah, see you
Let's
fellas.
go.
Bye, fellas.